Hey everyone, last week was a very, very hard week, and I figured that I'd do a sit down and kind of talk to you guys about last week. So last week was really trying for me. I've never got to a point in my just college career of being so anxious. Like really anxious. So I remember how I told you guys I had a module and we only had two exams, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I told you I passed one. And so we had the second and final exam on Friday. Today's Monday, and it was scary. We also had another exam earlier in the week, so it was just like a lot to balance. But yeah, so I was just so anxious throughout the week. I was getting to a point of thinking like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's gonna happen. I was calculating my grade. I was just like, okay, I have to get this certain grade in order to pass the class. And I was like literally freaking out. When I tell you, like, I had a cup of coffee, and when I tell you I do not drink coffee, like I don't drink coffee, but one of the nights I wanted to stay up and study, so I had a cup of coffee, and I ended up staying up till 4 a.m. because I was just like shaking and my heart was like pounding, and then I realized that I'm never going to drink coffee ever again. Um, so yeah, so it was just scary studying throughout the week. Like there was just so much information, and I got to points of thinking like this, there's no way possible that I'm going to be able to do well. There's no way possible that things are going to work out because there's just so much information. Like I heard from upperclassmen that the second exam is a little harder, and that's what also scared me. And I got to a point of just like, what am I gonna do if I do not pass this and I end up failing this module? What's gonna happen? So Friday came, and I tell you guys, I've never been a sweaty hot mess as much as I was on Friday. It was scary. It was nerve-wracking. It was just wow, we had the exam. I studied, and then like I studied like not all night. Like I went to bed at 11:30 or 12 a.m. because I wanted to get a good night's rest because the exam was at 11 a.m. Like during the exam, I was like sitting and I was just like, okay, like when I tell you my hands were shaking, my like body was just sweating, and I was just nervous, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Like as I was going through the questions, they didn't seem that bad. Like I was just like, okay, I know this, I know this, I know this. Okay, not so bad. But then I like I started getting anxious, and I was just like, oh wait, but are you sure it's this? Are you sure it's that? She did say something like this in class, and it was just like it was like freaking out. I was freaking out because it was also scary because once you press submit, your grade just pops up in front of you. So it's like you literally find out, as soon as the exam is finished. So I finished the exam, and there were some I didn't know, but I was just like, okay, like even if I got all those wrong that I didn't know, I could still get the grade that I need because I had pre-calculated it, which I tell y'all, do not do that. Just don't do it. Don't. But so yeah. So I got to a point of just like, you know what, Danicia, like God's got you. Like in the morning, I was just replaying the song "Captain" by Hillsong, and it was just like, Jesus, my captain, my soul's trusting Lord. And it was just like, Danicia, how are you saying this to yourself and still being anxious? If you trust God so much, and if you trust that He has your plan, and if you trust that He has brought you here and He's going to see you through, why are you even anxious? You're singing the song, Jesus my captain, but yet your thoughts are saying Jesus is not your captain and things are not going to work out. And so I just kind of remember that like when it was time to like submit my exam, I was just like, you know what? All right, fine, submit. Um, and it was just crazy how everything happened. So literally the grade popped up, and I did better than I did on the first exam, and I just literally like it felt like there's just like a weight off my shoulder. We get to points where we feel like he doesn't know what it is that we're going through, or he doesn't understand, or he's not going to provide because everything else is saying that he's not. You know, your thoughts are saying that he's not. Situations are saying like, no, this actually can't happen and this is pretty impossible. But yet, and we believe that instead of believing God. You know, if we say we're Christians, if we say we're followers of Christ, and if we say that God is our Father and He is our strength, then why do we believe the lies that, you know, the enemy tries to tell us, or even our thoughts try to tell us, or just society tries to tell us? Why do we believe that? So when I got my grade, I was just like, wow, God, like you are just so faithful. Like, you know, how I looked at it afterwards, I was just like, you know what, Anisha, like you really get to this point all the time and God comes through. So why do you stress it every single time? And you know, in that moment, I realized I was just like, you know what, Anisha, like God has yet to fail you. Even when it seemed like He's taking things away from you, that's not failure for Him. He's just like, oh no, you actually don't need this person in your life, so they need to go. You actually don't need to do this thing, so you are not going to get into whatever it is that you're trying to get into because that's not part of my plan. And so even with failures, even with exam failures, or even with things not going how you want it to, it's still part of God's plan, because from those situations you learn to trust Him even more. You really have to rely on Him. Like before the exam, I was just like, I have no other choice at this point but to trust God. Like seriously, I'm just like, I studied as much as I could. Some things weren't sticking, but yet it was just like, you know what? You have no other choice right now but to trust God. And it was just a good feeling afterwards to know that He's seriously leading and directing your footsteps, even when you don't feel like He is. So I'm happy to say that I can continue on with the other modules. The second one of cardiology started today, and that one looks like, yeah, looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. But you know, like I learned, you know, God's really going to take care of everything, and I don't need to worry, stress, or fear about any of that. So yeah, so I'm really happy to say that I continue to move forward. And thank you all for your prayers, your encouraging words. I'm sorry that there wasn't a video last week, but I was studying for 2 exams. So yeah, that's why there was nothing posted, but I'm gonna try to be back on it with the videos. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to share. Thank you all so much. Like, I love y'all. Like, when I tell you I love y'all, I love your emails. I love everything. Like, you guys are just so amazing. So keep it coming. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry if I don't get back immediately, but some weeks are really hectic, and it's like I get the email, I promise you I get the email, but I never just want to just quickly respond without thinking about it or even praying or really hearing from God to share what it is I need to share with you. So if I don't respond immediately, just know that I've seen it, and I'm either really busy and I can't respond right away, and I really just want to be able to sit down, reflect, and meditate and make sure that I'm responding how I should be responding. So yeah, so that explains that. If any of you emailed me and I took really long to respond, I try not to though, but yeah. But anyway, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. You can comment below, or you can email me at behismasterpiece@gmail.com. I hope you all have a great day and trust God with literally every single thing, because He's not going to fail you. That's it. And as always, be His masterpiece. Bye, everyone.